The recording is in progress. I'm going to stop sharing my screen briefly so that all of us can be introduced. I'll even do a gallery share. Well, greetings, everyone. This is another edition of Conversations with Andrew Williams Jr. And today it's February 13th, 2023, and it's 11 a.m. here on the West Coast and 2 p.m. on the on the East Coast. My guests today are Mr. William McMurray. He's the founder of the American RAC, and he was introduced me to my good friend John T. Moss. So, John, let me begin with you and do your introduction again, and then we'll go into the introduction of William, and then William can take it from there. So, John, I'm going to open the floor to you first. Go right ahead, sir.
Thank you so much. I'm a member of the Caddo Indian tribe and the grandson of Michael Martin, Chief Silvermoon of the Caddo Indian Nation, who is on our logo. And my main background has been in business and banking development, financial literacy, housing, to the highest level. And then from there, the U.S. Department of Commerce and through other partnerships asked me to be engaged in a nonprofit called Native American Trade Information Office, which is a DBA of our main nonprofit, Cash Community Development. And this happened right around the time of the mortgage debacle. I wrote a book called The Millionaire Loan Officer, and I'm the only housing mortgage real estate professional trainer that for over 30 years, with my mastery of communication, which is applicable in any industry, the banking associations, I'm the only trainer that they've ever signed up on my system as ethical and non-predatory lending. It took them 6 months to do that. But part of our nonprofit is that, as you can see, the many things we do, but part of that is helping to prevent trafficking, suicide prevention. Native American people and the U.S. military are our main focus of who we support, but we work with all communities. But those two areas, Native American and veterans, have the highest level of suicide rate in the entire United States per capita. So when I met Honorable William McMurray and his team, and having taught hunter safety, gun safety in the past, I immediately recognized the value of his product. And with that, I'm doing my best to at least make introductions so that people can make an informed decision on how this could help save your child's life. And I know the pain of what it's like to lose a son. I sadly have a handicapped son at 21 years old who just had enough of his mother's emotional abuse and neglect. He didn't commit suicide that way, but he did commit suicide, sadly. So we, in suicide prevention, we started a grant in his name, Jonathan Moss, which the donates on our website. But we raised over $2.5 million to help Native American people go through addiction and recovery. He didn't have those issues, but insurance companies was our best way to immediately get donations or partnering with other groups that see the value, and then they help us maintain keeping the word out there. So in a nutshell, that's who I am. That's my life passion, and I'm sticking with it.
Okay, well, Mr. William McMurray, the floor is yours, sir. I'm going to give you the speaker's view. And if you're ready, Ms. McMurray, you can begin your presentation.
Okay, well, thank you, Andrew. Thank you, John. I appreciate the introduction, and definitely my thoughts and deepest love and support is for you and your family, John. Going through a loss is always horrible, and especially of a child, so God bless you. But the good news is that we have the rest of the country to try to information to and some strategies and try to save people from when they up against the trouble to deal with it effectively. And let's be proactive instead of reactionary in terms of things. That's what I believe. So again, I'm so grateful to be here today to talk about the RAC and to talk about the good news that the RAC will be installed in as many homes in America as possible. That is our objective for 2023 and beyond, to get the product to be a public good and allow it to be installed and to provide jobs and drive training and rate and change the conversation and the question of, you know, what do I do now that I decided to buy this gun and bring it to my home? And so that's what the RAC is. The RAC means restore American confidence, restore American character, restore American confidence with responsible firearm ownership. So that's it. It's real simple. The product is made out of high carbon steel. It's heat treated. It's very hard to define unless you come premeditated. It's rubber coated. It never scratches your item, and it can be mounted or fixed to any surface. It can be affixed to in a vehicle, in a home, in a trailer park, in a condo, in a mansion, in an apartment. Any living environment can have the RAC installed. And once it's installed, it prevents unauthorized use of your handguns and or rifles. And that's basically it. So the RAC is established to save lives, to prevent injuries, to stop spur of the moment, you know, impulses to go get the gun and do something. It gives you one more step before you reach deadly firearms. It could be a suicide deterrent. It could be a suicide prevention item. There are so many strategies that we have for this product. But at this point, you know, we would like to, yeah, you got the videos up. I would love to play the video from the beginning. That video, Andrew, that's a great video to start with. That shows our country music star, Craig Morgan, who definitely supports the RAC and has been with me since 2012. And so, ironically, he lost his son in a boating accident. You know, and I lost my nephew last year to murder. So we all are survivors, and everybody is one person away from getting to be in this position. So we want to do prevention now and not, you know, reaction.
Right.
So yeah, you would like to show that, Andrew. I appreciate that.
Yeah, I'm gonna
begin.
Okay, let's see here. I'm gonna go back to
bear arms in this country.
I'm having a bit of a challenge here. In order to get back to the beginning here, is this on YouTube by any chance, or how?
Yes, but I choose to be responsible.
Okay, then if you can, I don't know if you could share your screen, William, but that's why I asked you to be able to make this presentation. So can you share?
Yeah. The video, that's fine. You got it off the website, right?
Yeah,
I'm a gun owner with my RAC.
Okay, yeah, you know, that's just.
As an avid outdoorsman, I love the peace of mind that the RAC gives me in securing my weapon. Hunting in the woods, after the hunt, I know when I come back and I lock my weapon with my RAC, no one's going to take my weapon. It's extremely important as a firearms owner to be safety conscious. With the RAC, they're not moving the weapon.
So again, on our website, we just show you how the RAC works.
Okay.
The functionality of the product. It's basically, it goes behind and in front of the trigger house, and therefore it prevents unauthorized use. And it's really that simple.
Mm-hmm.
So again, I'm sorry, Andrew, go ahead.
Oh, again, this is your opportunity. I'm not sure if you have a PowerPoint or PDF, or I'm not sure how you would like.
Yeah, I wasn't prepared to do that, and I usually let my daughter and them do that for me. Yeah, we don't need to. We don't have to do that today.
Then please tell us about other uses of the RAC, because you told me earlier that it's not just guns. Tell me about this product. How did this begin? Let's have your story. You've got the floor. Take advantage of it.
Sure. So I invented the RAC the first patents in 2003, 2004, because I got sick of hearing about kids finding guns and hurting themselves. A friend of mine found his mother's shotgun and he died as a result of playing with a gun. And it laid heavy with me, and therefore I was at my job and I started, you know, doodling out some sketches of what I think a deterrent would be. And that's really how we came up with it. From that, we got in Cabela's. That was my first commercial contract, then Gander Mountain. From those two commercial contracts, I was able to get on GSA schedule with 2 commercial successful contracts. Went to Master Lock, got offered a sum of money to buy my patents, turned it down, continued to work. Went to SHOT Show for the first time as an attendee in 2010, got on the list, and with some connections, got a booth in 2012, first minority to have a booth at SHOT Show. Was able to establish a relationship with Remington Arms. That gave us proof of concept, being with a 1816 gun manufacturer. Went to Madison, North Carolina on several occasions, got a lot of traction out of that. Was able to get named top 10 product of show. And so what all that did basically was just show that we had something. When the people in the firearm industry that know what they're doing and have seen everything, see your product and say, you know what, this works for my firearm, I want to be part of you. That was the ultimate compliment. But, you know, again, for me, I wanted to get it to my African-American and minority communities. I wanted to get it to low-income families that can't afford expensive gun safes for $5,000, $6,000, $10,000. I wanted it to go to just people in the neighborhood, people who, you know, decide to buy a gun for their protection or for whatever reason, but needed to keep it safe when they went to work, when they went to the bank, when they went to the football game or so forth. They needed to have a place to rest their firearms so that when they weren't using, nobody else could use it or steal it, or children could not access it, and then, you know, some unfortunate accident could occur. So as a result of that, that's why the RAC now in 2023 is positioned to be the new standard to replace these trigger locks and cable locks as the new standard. This cable lock has been the standard since the Reagan administration, and they've got over $30 billion to get us away as a public good. Cable locks and trigger locks. We feel that the RAC is more substantial than that. We feel that the RAC would be much more effective. I'm gonna take this blur off my screen. Because at the end of the day, the only way that we can be effective with this product is to allow it to be, allow for it to be provided everywhere. So the RAC it comes in a package like this. When you buy a RAC, you get 3 plates. This is the Glock plate or the small pin plate. When you open the package, the large pin plate is already in place. And then we have the clean plate. So when you're doing 1911, meaning no area behind the trigger house, or if you lock in generators, bicycles, tools, equipment, you probably don't need this third arm. So you can just put this clean plate in there, and now you have a square that can open and close. We give you 2 lag bolts for locking into wood. So if you're ready to put it in your bedroom closet right now, unless you got aluminum studs, you can put that right into your bedroom. We give you 3 keys because we don't get into key replacement. And we give you two washers, and we give you this very important clip. And this clip is what allows you to mount the RAC anywhere, okay? So that's what you get for $139. You get a RAC. It's made out of T6 aluminum, the same as an airplane. When y'all fly in the air, you flying with this T6 aluminum. It's made of high carbon steel and it's rubber coated. So in order to operate the RAC, you simply pull it from the back and open it. So locked, open. When it's open, the key stays in place. You remove the end cap. That's usually hard. That one was easy. Then the spring loaded here. Spring load, slide it out. Once you slide it out, you immediately clip it. And this is very important. This is for mounting. So I'm going to show you a close-up. So this is how you mount the rack, straight as an arrow, so it can slide right down the track. So now I'm going to take out the thick pin plate. Remember, 3 plates: thick pin, thin pin, clean plate. Now, this is your T6 aluminum. This is where you mount it. If you're mounting it in a vehicle, you need a different fastener. You need a cert nut, you need an anchor screw, or you can just nut and bolt it if you could find a place to put it in your vehicle. In my car, in my Tahoe, I have it right near the gas pedal. So I can get to my firearm in about 5 seconds if I need to. And in case I go to a Lions game, I can lock my firearm up, because you can't bring firearms in stadiums, in every NFL stadium, in every NBA stadium, in every major league ball club. And people come from the suburbs and go to the city, and they get their cars broken into on a regular basis. This once again is prevention. It's not reaction. Prevention. It already happens. So you mount it in these 2 holes. Now, depending on your firearm, you choose one of these plates. So for my firearm, we can't use the thick pin because the area behind the trigger house is too thick. So we have to use the thin pin. So I slide this. Now I'm going to show you like this. You slide this straight down the track. See? Now, if it was mounted on a surface, it would go straight here. And it'll always go easy if it's right. And so that fitted in very easy. And you can see the clip in there if you look real careful. Okay, so now that it's in place, you take the clip out, check it, and make sure it's spring load. This is a loaded 40 caliber. Now, for the purposes of our instructions, we want to save firearm. That bullet fell out because I'm in Detroit. You have to be ready at all times. So anyway, so it goes behind the trigger and in front. And so now it's safe. So again, it goes behind the trigger and in front. You pull from the back and engage. And now guess what? My 6 grandchildren can come. When my son comes over, he say, "Dad, everything good?" That's the new question everybody asks in 2023 for firearm owners. When you bring your grandkids over, "Hey, Dad, did you put up all those guns you got? Did you put up that AR-15? Did you put that 40 cal up?" And so when it's in this position, if you could see it, I'm going to try to do it from all angles. Guess what? This is your solution. Won't be any accidents, won't be any stolen firearms if the rack is in effect. And that's really it. It's rubber coated. It'll never scratch your firearm. It's nothing near there to scratch your firearm. And when you need it, that's how quick you can get it off. And so we just want to have simple solutions to complicated problems. We know that we cannot just hand out the rack like Master Lock handed out these cable locks, because when you do the comparison, you tell me which one would you pick. But again, Old Boys Network, Congress, Justice Department, politics, $30 billion since 1983 for these cable locks and trigger locks. Again, we need a grassroots effort. I need all of you all on the call to be committed to just letting your congressmen, mayors, city council, governors know that safe storage is the new theme in 2023. My Michigan governor been making her rounds this weekend on the national front. She was on Morning Joe, she was on CNN. But you know what? She's going to vote for safe storage. And the rack is going to be the new product. We want SAD and Save Our Sons and Daughters and Moms Demand Action and Gun in Every Town and the Gifford organization to all add the rack as a product that can be used for safe storage. The cable locks has had their day. Trigger locks have had their day. Let's let the new product from Detroit, from the African-American inventor, be the new product to save our kids. And I only speak facts. I'm not speaking for any bias or set-aside programs. I'm just saying this is a problem that happens in every city, and we do have a realistic solution. After the child gets the gun, they wish they had the rack. So why do we have to get to the point of trying to go back in time when all we have to do is be preventive? Okay. Along with this, everybody, I'm so glad to see Dr. Williams, my sister, on the phone. We need to also have an education and prevention component. After we tell them to put the gun up, now what do? Go play PlayStation? No, they need to have some job training opportunities, some career things. We need to be able to send them to trade school, go to the unions. The unions is a whole lot of people our age retiring. You know that in DC, civil service jobs. Go take the civil service test, get you a good government job like I had. I remember when the old time used to tell me when I first got there, don't you mess up your good government job, boy. And so I remember that. And so that's what we want to do. We want to give them a whole experience. We got their attention now. We got the rack in their home. Now let's keep educating. Andrew, John, Dr. Faye, Tia, the key now is to get them to learn how to be better people. Don't let the rap and the PlayStation raise this next generation. Let's raise them with the values that we had, that made us go to school, that made us be polite, that made us not run to get the gun as soon as you feel that your feelings got hurt. Okay, we got some real soft kids now, and they real fragile. And the only way we're gonna change them is by educating them and nurturing them and show them that we love them. Because without that, they're not listening to us. You know, we got to show that we have a relationship. Yes, Andrew.
Now, could you please repeat what RAC stands for? I heard that earlier.
Sure. Well, you know, we want to be real creative with that. What it stands for today is restore American confidence, restore American character. But now that I met my African brothers at the World Conference of Mayors, they say restore African confidence, restore African character. And that's fine too. So we want
indigenous character.
Yeah, character, right, John? Indigenous character. The bottom line is Ricket and Racket. Restore indigenous character. That's right. Because at the end of the day, we need to restore something, don't we? Because something is gone, something is lost, something is displaced, something is not where it's supposed to be. And so we want to restore American character with responsible firearm ownership, seriously. And that means that the way you've been doing things, let's just rethink it and see if there's another strategy for you to try to do it different.
Excellent, excellent. Well, I'm gonna share my screen again. We're hitting about our 24-minute limit here. So I'm gonna bring back the screen and ask our audience to go to the American RAC, theamericanrac.com, and they'll be able there to place their order and also be able to get any additional information they would like about this amazing product. Mr. William McMurray, thank you so very much. I'm going to stop recording now. We'll continue the Zoom, but I do want to stop and get this in the can. So I'm going to wrap this up. This is Andrew Williams Jr. with another conversation with Andrew Williams Jr. You can reach me at andrew@andrewnetworks.com. Thank you so very much.
Thank you, Andrew. I really appreciate it.